important that people with addiction, one of the reasons Joint Farm takes people to 12-step meetings every night, right? You'll go to, there are treatment centers around the country where you never leave the physical campus. We're the precise opposite of that. Because if you don't develop a kind of literacy and a connection to the recovering community, you won't stay sober, right? So you have to continue to do the work.
Another part of my question would be, the stress, the symptom there supposedly, how long before they can start facing that stress?
Depends on the person.
That they have to deal with all the problems they created.
Yeah, depends on the person. Depends on the person. Some people restitute quickly.
Will that drive them right back to the addiction because they can't face it?
Well, that's why it's important to be enforced to AA. That's why it's important to be enforced.
Right, right. Well, right, yeah, I mean, it's a process, right? People's distortion of their perception of reality gets better and better and better, you know? One of the reasons that a sponsor is so important is because they often, their judgment continues to be impaired for a long period of time. And that's why it's helpful for them to be able to call somebody out, call somebody up and say, this is what I was thinking. And the other person can say, you're an idiot. What are you talking about? Don't do that, right? Because they can see differently. So, different people are different, you know. But I can tell you, I've seen some of the most successful people I've ever seen were recovering addicts and alcoholics who just, you know, and people ask us at the farm, and the joke is they come back driving nicer cars than we have, right? Because an addict who really wants a successful life is pretty hard to stop. So, other questions? Yeah.
Do you think there's different levels of addiction?
Do I what?
Do you think there's different levels of addiction?
Oh, sure. Yeah, just like, again, you look at diabetes. You can have diabetics who are very, very well controlled on diet alone. You can have diabetics who are very, very what we call brittle, and they have all sorts of symptoms. And addiction is the same. We talk about stages of alcoholism or stages of addiction. Severity, we use the severity index. And you can have people who are very profoundly impaired and people who are more mildly impaired.
I have one more.
Yeah.
So, if someone had an addiction, right, and they used drugs to escape.
They what?
Used drugs to escape.
Yeah.
Well, then they used a particular drug where they had like a mental freak out. And then when they went back to using their normal drugs, like simple as smoking weed, and they lost control of reality completely, where they hallucinated. What do you think that would mean?
Well, I mean, it's hard to say. Hard to say. You know, sometimes people use drugs that cause psychiatric episodes. You know, it just varies. I mean, it is one of the reasons why we recommend wear an abstinence-based